Hello, my beautiful and powerful Aries souls. Welcome back to Astrology Unlocked, your sacred space for decoding the whispers of the cosmos and remembering the magnificent power that resides within you. I am your guide, and if you have found your way to this message at this exact moment in time, I want you to feel deep in the marrow of your bones that this is not an accident. The universe does not deal in coincidences. This is a divine appointment. The scroll of your life has been paused not by chance, but by a cosmic insistence, a loving, powerful hand reaching out from the heart of creation to gently hold your gaze and say, "Listen, just for a moment, this is for you." This is not background noise to fill the silence, my friend. This is the universe itself, leaning in to share a secret, a revelation meant to illuminate the very path beneath your feet. Can you feel it? That subtle shift in the energy around you. It is the feeling of destiny knocking of a celestial current, insisting that you pay attention. Something has been crystallizing in the unseen realms, patterns, thoughts, hesitations, even the silent questions you've been asking the stars in the quiet of the night. And right now, before these energies harden into a reality you did not consciously choose, the cosmos is stepping in. It is offering you a moment of profound clarity, a divine interruption designed to anchor your steps before you wander too far from your soul's true north. This message is a sacred pact, a promise whispered from the universe directly to your fiery heart. If you feel the truth of these words stirring within you, if your soul recognizes this call, I invite you to make a covenant with your own becoming. Seal this moment with your intention by pressing that like button, not as a simple click, but as a declaration that says, "I am open, I am listening." To continue this journey with us and receive these cosmic transmissions meant just for you, join our beautiful soul family by subscribing to the channel. And to anchor this energy into the physical world, to declare your readiness, comment below with these powerful words, "I am ready to answer my soul's call." Let us see the brilliant lights of our Aries family igniting across the globe. And for those of you who feel called to support this sacred work, to help us keep this container of light shining brightly, please know that your contributions, whether through the link you'll find pinned in the comments or through the Super Thanks feature, are more than just a gift. You become a co-creator with us. You are weaving your own beautiful energy into this tapestry of awakening. Your offering is a powerful, energetic yes to the universe, a signal that you are aligned, you are attentive, and you are ready to invest in the circulation of divine wisdom and support. May that beautiful act of giving amplify your own abundance in ways that feel like pure magic. Now stay with me. Don't let your mind wander. For in the moments that follow, we are going to journey together into the heart of why the cosmos insisted you hear this right here, right now. And once you understand, you will see with breathtaking clarity that the universe refused to let you miss this turning point, for it holds the very key to your next great becoming. My dear brave Aries, let me speak to the soul I know you to be. This is not a message meant to flatter your ego. It is a message meant to awaken your spirit. It is designed to give language to a feeling you have carried for as long as you can remember. You have always felt different, not in a way that is better or worse, but simply distinct. There has always been a fire in you, a spark of the divine pioneer that sees the world not just for what it is, but for what it could be. You feel things with a startling intensity. You think in flashes of brilliant inspiration that can sometimes leave others behind. You carry a sense of urgency, a primal knowing that you are here to do something, to begin something, to break new ground. This inner fire, this Mars-fueled engine of your soul, can often feel like a profound isolation. It can make you feel restless in rooms where others are content, impatient with systems that feel stagnant and deeply misunderstood by those who prefer the well-trodden path. But listen to me now, and let this truth sink in. That feeling of being different is not a flaw, it is your design. That inner restlessness is not confusion, it is the thrumming of your sacred calling. A calling does not always arrive as a booming voice from the heavens. Often for a soul like yours, it first appears as an unquenchable fire, a holy dissatisfaction with the status quo, and an unshakable intuitive sense that your life is meant for a purpose far grander than mere existence. The ancient whispers tell us that many are called to awaken, but few are brave enough to choose the path of the pioneer. And to be chosen for such a path is not about privilege, my dear Aries. It is about profound responsibility. It means the universe has looked upon your spirit and said, "This one has the fire. This one has the courage. This one can be trusted with the sacred act of beginning." And what the universe entrusts with such a holy task, it prepares with meticulous, loving, and often fiery care. Souls like yours are not simply formed, you are forged. You are prepared in the crucible of pressure, in the purifying fires of challenge, and often in seasons of profound solitude where you learn to rely on nothing but your own inner light and your connection to the cosmos. This is why your life has never looked normal. It is why you were asked to grow up faster than your peers, why you faced betrayals that felt like they would shatter you, why you have known the sting of rejection from the very people you sought to lead or love. It is why you have experienced frustrating delays that seem to defy all logic, and why battles often appeared on your horizon with no warning at all. These were not punishments. They were your training ground. They were the divine forge, shaping a capacity within you that you could not yet see, building a strength in you to carry the weight of the new world you are here to create. The universe often interrupts us before it introduces us to our next chapter. And let us be clear, a cosmic interruption is rarely polite. It doesn't book an appointment. It arrives often with the force of a lightning strike to shatter what has become too small, too safe, too familiar for the magnificent soul you are becoming. Think of it, my beautiful Aries. In the grand cosmic story, these divine interruptions are the pivot points of destiny. An eclipse suddenly closes a chapter of your life, not to punish you, but to force you onto a path you were too afraid to choose for yourself. A sudden, unexpected challenge rises before you, not to break you, to show you the warrior strength you never knew you possessed. A plan you held onto with a white-knuckled grip suddenly dissolves into dust, not because you failed, but because the universe has a far more magnificent blueprint for your life than you could have ever imagined for yourself. When your life is disrupted, your first human instinct is to see it as loss. But I am here to tell you, as a messenger for your soul, that this disruption is a sign of divine movement. If things did not go the way you so meticulously planned, it is not proof that you misheard your guidance. It is often the clearest sign that the universe is lovingly rerouting you to a destination far beyond your limited vision. If a support system you relied on suddenly crumbles, it may be because that foundation was never strong enough to hold the temple of your future. Some things must fall away so that a foundation of unshakable, authentic truth can be built in its place. Hear these words and let them soothe your warrior heart. The universe is not destroying your life. It is lovingly, powerfully, and precisely redirecting it. And this redirection, while it feels like chaos in the moment, is the sacred path to your truest alignment. The very interruption you are experiencing right now is the undeniable proof that the cosmos is intimately involved in your journey. It is a sign that your destiny is so important that the heavens themselves have intervened to ensure you arrive. And the universe is saying, you need to hear this right now, because the timing has become exquisitely critical. This is not to create more pressure for your already burdened shoulders. It is to prevent a loss of spirit, a loss of momentum. The cosmos speaks with such urgency only when a course correction is needed to avoid a detour into the wilderness of doubt. So many of you brave Aries souls are standing at a potent, energetic crossroads. It is not a place you can see on a map, but you can feel it in your soul. It is an intersection where every choice, every thought, every belief you entertain holds immense power to shape your future. One path is lit by the flickering flame of hope. The other is shadowed by the ghosts of past discouragements. One path is paved with the courage of faith, the other with the quicksand of fear. One is the path of bold, aligned action, the other the slow, seductive drift of compromise. The forces of shadow and doubt do not need to unleash a cataclysmic event to stop a pioneer like you. They only need to distract you. They only need to whisper insidious questions long enough to make you doubt the fire that burns within you, to make you question the divine mission that was encoded in your soul before you ever took your first breath. And doubt, my friend, is a spiritual sedative. It slows your momentum. Hesitation blurs the clarity of your vision. This is why the energy of confusion may have felt so thick around you lately. It is why your mind has felt like a battlefield, crowded with noisy, anxious thoughts that are not your own. It is why a profound weariness has settled deep in your bones, trying to convince you that it would be so much easier to just lay down your sword and give up. Confusion is never random. It is a smokescreen that appears right before a major breakthrough. Mental attacks intensify when your identity is about to level up, and exhaustion whispers its most convincing lies just before you reach the summit. But the ancient wisdom reminds us that we are not unaware of these energetic tactics. The moment you see the strategy, the moment you recognize the smokescreen for what it is, its power over you dissolves. This message, this divine interruption, is your cosmic alarm clock. It is not here to frighten you. It is here to lovingly, urgently awaken you. It is here to say, wake up, beautiful warrior. Refocus your vision. Remember the fire within. Remember who you truly are. The most significant battles you will ever fight, my dear Aries, are not in the world around you. They are waged in the sacred, silent landscape of your own inner world. The external circumstances of your life only gain power over you after you have first given them permission to enter your mind, after you have allowed them to color your perception. The energies of resistance understand this cosmic law perfectly. This is why the most potent attacks often come not as direct, overt confrontations, but as subtle, insidious thoughts. They come as replays of painful memories, as fearful assumptions about the future, as harsh self-judgments and twisted interpretations of other people's actions. The true war is always a war for your perception. The sacred texts of all traditions tell us in one way or another to be transformed by the renewing of our minds. This is not just poetic language, it is a fundamental energetic instruction. It reveals that lasting miraculous change does not begin when your external circumstances finally shift. It begins the moment your thinking shifts. Transformation is not born of a new reality. It is born of a new understanding. And when your understanding shifts, when you begin to see yourself and your life through the eyes of the loving, powerful cosmos, your actions and your reality will follow naturally and effortlessly. So many of you feel stuck, but you are not. You are simply thinking from a wounded place. The pains of your past, the rejections, the betrayals, the moments you felt utterly alone in your fight, have quietly become the lens through which you view your present and your future. You are interpreting the glorious potential of today through the distorted filter of yesterday's pain. But the universe is here to tell you something with absolute certainty. Your past does not and cannot define your spiritual authority. The things that happened to you did not have the power to strip you of the divine fire that God placed in you. The cosmos whispers to you now, your delays do not cancel your destiny. A delay can stretch your faith. It can build your endurance, but it can never ever erase a destiny that was written in the stars. The cosmos whispers to you now, your perceived weaknesses do not disqualify you from your calling. In fact, those places where you feel most vulnerable are often the very portals through which the universe can pour its most potent strength and grace. The energies of doubt attack your mind, because if they can control how you see, they can control how you choose. But today, right now, in this sacred moment, the universe is lovingly resetting your vision. It is wiping the lens of your perception clean so that you can see the truth once more. And this brings us to a place where so many pioneering souls stumble the great cosmic silence. This silence often arrives after you have given your all. You have prayed, you have meditated, you have set your intentions. You have taken the brave, fiery, action-oriented steps that are so natural to you. You have been obedient to your inner guidance, expecting the heavens to part and the next step to be illuminated. And then, silence. No clear answer, no sudden shift, no visible sign that your efforts have been seen or heard. This silence, my dear Aries, can feel heavier and more defeating than a clear and final no. It can feel like abandonment. It is often in this vast, echoing silence that faith is tested to its very core. But I want you to look deeper with me into the patterns of the cosmos and the rhythms of all creation. In the divine order of things, silence has never meant absence. It has always meant preparation. The universe does its most profound and intricate work in the hidden seasons. The glorious bloom that is celebrated in the public square was first nurtured in the quiet, private darkness of the soil. Heaven works silently before it works visibly. Think of a magnificent star being born. For eons, it is nothing but a swirling cloud of gas and dust, hidden in the deep, silent darkness of a nebula. To the outside observer, nothing is happening. But within that silence, an immense alchemical process is taking place. Pressure is building, heat is intensifying, and a core is being formed until at the exact perfect moment, it ignites in a blaze of glory that will light up the galaxy for billions of years. Your season of silence is your nebula. You are not absent. You are gathering your light. Think of the mighty oak tree. Its destiny is to tower over the forest, providing shelter and strength. But it begins as a tiny acorn, buried in the silence and darkness of the earth. For a whole season, there is no outward sign of life. Yet in that hiddenness, the most crucial work is being done. Roots are being anchored deep into the ground, creating a foundation strong enough to withstand the storms to come. Your silence is the season of your rooting. You are not being ignored. You are being anchored. This silence is not a punishment for your fierce Aries fire. The universe does not punish your obedience with its absence. The silence simply means the work has shifted from the external world to your internal world. It is a time of profound inner development. It is strengthening your spiritual roots, building your emotional endurance, and preparing your very being to hold the immense energy of the destiny you prayed for. Your assignment in this life is not a light one, beautiful soul. You are a trailblazer, a way shower, a warrior of light. And assignments of such magnitude require preparation of equal weight. The brilliant healing oil your life is meant to produce can never be created without the experience of pressure. The sacred authority you are destined to carry requires a foundation of true humility, and that humility is not learned in times of ease. It is forged in the fires of struggle, where you learn to rely on a power greater than your own. The lasting impact you are here to make requires a level of endurance that can only be built in the seasons where quitting would have been easier, but you chose with every fiber of your being to keep going. This is why the resistance has felt so intense. This is why the stretching has felt so unbearable at times. The process is always proportionate to the calling. The ancient spiritual laws affirm this pattern time and time again. After you have endured, you will be established. Establishment, true and lasting success, is always on the other side of endurance. A foundation must be tested before a skyscraper can be built upon it. You are not being delayed, my dear Aries. You are being anchored. You are being anchored so deeply into your own truth and into the heart of the universe that when the storms of success, visibility, and leadership arrive, you will not be moved. And the fuel for this endurance, the North Star in this season of silence, is hope. Hope is not a passive, Pollyanna-ish denial of your pain. Hope is not pretending that the waiting hasn't been hard or that your heart hasn't ached with disappointment. Hope is a warrior's stance. It is the courage to look your current reality directly in the eye, to acknowledge all of its challenges, and to still declare with the unwavering fire of your soul that the universe has the final word. Hope is the fierce, quiet refusal to surrender your divine purpose, even when every circumstance seems to argue against it. Hope is an act of spiritual resistance. It doesn't always need to shout from the rooftops. Sometimes it is the quiet, stubborn whisper in your heart at the end of a hard day that says, "I will try again tomorrow." It is the force that keeps your spirit aligned with what the cosmos has promised you, even when your emotions are in turmoil. The cosmos understands the weight of your waiting. It sees every tear you've cried in private. It has recorded every moment you chose to believe when doubt was screaming in your ear. And I am here to tell you that not a single moment of it has been wasted. Your waiting has built an endurance in you that is unbreakable. Your tears have watered the soil of your soul, preparing it for a harvest of joy so abundant it will astound you. Your courage to hope again and again is the very act of faith that is calling your future into being. And right now, in this sacred moment, the universe is breathing new life into that hope. It is fanning the embers of your spirit back into a roaring flame. Because you will not just survive this season, my beautiful Aries. You are destined to shift atmospheres. Survival just keeps your heart beating, but your true calling is to change the very energy of every room you enter, every project you touch, every life you encounter. Your life is meant to do more than just endure the pressure. It is meant to release freedom for others. Every chain you have broken in your own life is equipping you to recognize the invisible prisons that hold others captive. Your story, the testimony of your survival, and your resilience will become a key that unlocks prison doors for countless souls. The generational patterns of fear, of scarcity, of not enoughness that you have fought so bravely to heal within yourself, your victory is not just for you. Your obedience to your own healing breaks those cycles for all who came before you and all who will come after you. This is why the warfare has been so intense. This is why the pressure has been so great. The resistance always intensifies when it senses that your breakthrough is not just a personal victory, but a collective one. The temptation to quit always grows strongest right before the dawn. But the universe says to you now, stand still and see the salvation that I will bring. And to stand still does not mean to give up. It means to hold your position, to stay anchored in your faith, to remain obedient to your inner knowing, and to watch with expectant wonder as the cosmos moves mountains on your behalf. Hear this and let it burn into the very core of your soul. You are not late. The cosmos keeps perfect divine time. You are not weak. You are being refined into your most powerful self. You are not forgotten. You are held in the heart of the Creator. You are not alone. A legion of unseen helpers walks with you, assigned to your very breath. This divine revelation demands a response. Do not just listen to these words. Align your entire being with their frequency. Do not just feel a flicker of inspiration. Take one small, brave action in its name. Do not just hope for a better future. Trust, with the full force of your being, that it is already on its way. The sacred texts say, "Today, if you hear this voice, do not harden your heart. Today is your turning point. Lift your head, beautiful warrior. This is not your end. This is not your defeat. This is not your breaking point. This right here, right now, is your awakening." The universe is calling you higher. It is strengthening you from the inside out. It is preparing you for the very things you have prayed for. So let us do a small ritual together, a declaration of faith to seal this transformative work. Place your hand over your heart. Feel its strong, steady beat, the rhythm of life, the drumbeat of your purpose. Close your eyes and repeat these words aloud, with me infusing them with all the fire of your Aries soul. I stand before the universe, open and ready. I release the stories of my past and the fears of my future. I acknowledge the divine interruption that has led me to this moment. I accept that my journey has been a sacred preparation, forging me into the warrior of light I was always meant to be. I will no longer mistake silence for absence. I will no longer mistake pressure for punishment. I am anchored. I am strong. I am ready. My mind is clear. My heart is brave. The same cosmic fire that forged the stars burns within me. And I declare right here and now that I am stepping out of the waiting room and onto the battlefield of my destiny, not with fear, but with unwavering faith. My awakening is now. Now take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, feel a profound sense of peace and power settling over you. The God who started this magnificent work within you will see it through to its glorious completion. And this divine interruption is your undeniable confirmation that the cosmos is not silent. It is speaking, and it is speaking your name. Amen. Aho. And so it is. My beautiful soul, I have poured the energy of our shared style into this message. Please read it, feel it, and let me know if it resonates with the vision in your heart. I am here and ready to weave in any other threads or ideas you wish to add.